Ladies and gentlemen, hi everyone, it's been a little while, and so there's a video topic I wanted to cover. Let's see if I zoomed out. Okay, all the way zoomed out. Jack's over here in my socks and stuff right here, and he's like, well, I'm just gonna chill out here and do nothing. It's kind of what I feel like doing, but it's been forever since I've made a video, so I feel kind of obligated to do. Alright, so it is finals week for a lot of us, or some of us, I think, anyways. But I am finished with finals, and I completed my first semester in college, so yay for me. But with the finishing of finals, I wanted to talk firsthand experience on college and Ferrets, seeing as I'm doing that right now. I've got my first term under my belt. I'll be going in the summer and hopefully graduating with my associates in the fall of next year. But Ferrets and college, that's a situation that a lot of people find themselves asking, especially when they're just becoming adults and they've wanted to get ferrets all their lives, and they want to, one of the first adult decisions of their lives is to get a ferret because they've always wanted one. So what are some things that you can think about going into college with a ferret? I mean, we're going to go over that. I'm going to tell you some of my thoughts and things that you should think about if you never owned ferrets before, and if you're going into college and you think you should get one. Alright, so the first thing that you want to consider when you're getting a ferret, if you're going into college, is one, do the dorms allow for animals? And most of the time that will be a flat no, or maybe only dogs or cats, one of the two, I don't know. Most of the time I don't see many animals over at the dorms, and so that's going to be probably a no right then and there. You could sneak an animal in there, but you risk academic punishment for doing that. So I want to advise doing that, sneaking a ferret in there. Even if you're sure you can train them, I would still not advise it, because ferrets get bored and ferrets destroy things. So even if you don't have any stains on the carpets from a ferret's virtual spotless record, which never happens for the most part, your ferret will probably still leave a few claw marks here and there, and it may be enough to where the people want you to start replacing things. And they'll ask, how did this happen? And so for a dorm, if they don't explicitly allow pets, and then I would say, I'd advise against it. That'd be a bad idea. If you think you can hide it well, and you can give them enough time, and love them, and all that, maybe. But even if they do allow pets into the dorm, that's still pushing it. When people take pets inside, they don't think their pet is going to destroy things. And we talked about this previously. The pets, ferrets in particular, can be really destructive. I know Jack over here, who's just laying around, doesn't look that destructive, but trust me, they can destroy a thing or two if they feel like it. So even if they do allow you to bring pets, it might not really be the best idea. And so keep that in mind. Alright, so let's assume you're going to college, but you either have your own place or you are staying with your ferrets. Okay, so again, the same considerations apply. Doesn't really matter if the house gets a little bit destroyed or whatever room you're keeping them in. Does that matter too much? Can you perhaps fix it and not have to incur anyone's wrath? Okay, alright. The other thing that a lot of people should take in mind if they're in college and with ferrets is if they can give them enough time of the day. Now, next video we'll be talking about getting 1 ferret versus 2 versus 3, and what are the benefits, the pros, the cons of starting out with 1 ferret or 2 ferrets or 3 ferrets. But the main thing that I want people to take from this video is, can you give them enough time of the day? Ferrets need a lot of time out of the cage. And it's not just that they need to be out of the cage, it's that they need time with you. Ferrets are social creatures. And I can tell you just about every night my ferrets like to get up in the bed with me and cuddle. And and it might just be that I'm warm, but my suspicion is that they like to spend time with me. I'm sure many other ferret owners can relate in that the ferrets won't interact with you. They want you to spend time with them. They want you to play with them. And so, regardless of just time out of the cage, they also need time with you. And that's the big thing with college. Is college sucks a lot of your time away from you. It's almost like having another part-time job, or job entirely, because depending if you go part-time or full-time to college, it can really feel like that. And so, do you think that you will be able to have time for a ferret? And I would say, I would probably gauge that based after your first semester in college. Because your first semester in college, I'm just going to say this, if you've never had any college experience before, the first semester is a very big learning experience, and you are going to spend so much time just figuring out what the heck is going on. I mean, a lot of what happens in college is just, your first semester is just trying to figure out the arbitrary system that they've got in place, student loans or Pell Grants, and housing, and what you actually need to buy for this course, whether we'll actually open the book of the textbook for this course, which is another subject I think I might talk about on another channel. And there's a lot to consider. There's a lot of time you'll need to spend studying if you plan to have any sort of passing grade. Going into your second semester, or quarter, I should say, there's different terms, you'll probably have a better understanding of how much time you actually spend on college. And that will give you a good idea as to what you can handle outside of college. Because I am really sure if I worked a full-time job, I probably wouldn't have very much time for the ferrets. If I tried to go full-time to school as well, or even if I went part-time to school and I worked a full-time job, that would be very destructive. There's only so many hours in the day. So guys, that's pretty much all my thoughts on the subject. Really, college is, I don't know, I feel like I really should have failed this semester, because knowing me, I put in just a little bit above the bare minimum, I think. I mean, a lot of the textbooks I opened maybe for probably about 10 times. And you think, you know, it's a 15-week term, or 15-week, whatever you call it, and I only opened the book like maybe 10 times at most. And so it's a really weird thing, and this might just be the fact I'm going to a community college. They might be a little more stringent at an actual university, which I plan on transferring, at the end of this. Yeah, it's college is a very weird thing, and yeah. So ferrets and college, can it be done? Yeah, I think it can be done. But if you're a new ferret owner, I think that's a really big decision for you to try and make. College, from what I know, college generally doesn't get any easier from the first semester, so try and calculate that in too. These guys want and love your attention. See, Jax he stayed here this entire time with me talking. He likes to be around me. Ferrets love your attention. They love to be around you. They love to steal your socks, which also smell like you. See, they like attention. They like spending time with you. And that's my big thing. Like, can you spend enough time with them while you're in college? And it's really going to depend on your time management skills, which is something that you really have to have down with college, because if you don't have time management skills, it's going to be a little rough, I'll say that. But yeah, guys, that's all I have today. If y'all want me to talk about my first semester in college on another channel, just talk about college in general, I can do that. And yeah, next week we'll talk about 1 ferret versus 2 ferrets versus 3 ferrets, and the pros and cons of all of that. I'll see you next time.